Hey guys, here's Gus69 with the drawing. You were waiting for that, and I hope you all are good in this crazy time that we are living now. Here I'm your friendly music fan from Brazil. I decided to do a little bit different this time for the drawing. I have no cats to help me out this time, so bear with me. I will be recording this, and if you are watching the premiere, I will be on the chat. You can talk with me during this video. It might take a little time. Be patient and enjoy. If you are with me, please enjoy. Mostly if you are a drummer fan. I'm a drummer. I used to play. Nowadays I'm not playing anymore, but I always loved drums. I had several bands in the past. Nowadays I'm kinda retired from drumming, but I love drums. As I also love cover versions. That's why I asked for you to show two different for this contest, and I also love cover artwork. I'm a digital designer, so I love music, but I also love the art and the drawings, the artwork for an album. I think it's very important part of a music album, so that's why I asked those questions. But the main question for me for this contest was about drummers. Why? Of course, I'm a drummer myself, but as a collector, I'd like to see what people like me would pick different projects from the semi-drummer, and I had a lot of great answers for that one, a lot of great musicians. Some of them I'm not too familiar, but most of them I'm very well familiar with because I like them very much. So I had 24 entries, valid entries for this contest. I will be calling everyone here, showing what I got, what I have from those drummers, and I will be putting here in this box. It's empty box, and I will putting everyone's name here, and then I will pick the winner. So I will not edit this video. It's one take video, but I will show, for instance, I use these cards with the name of the drummer, so I will pick the drummer winner. I did a post on Facebook, what's your lucky drummer? So if you are friends with me on Facebook, and you guess right the winner, you get an extra prize, but only for the ones that are in this competition, okay? So I had two people, VC members, that said that we would post an entry, but they didn't, unfortunately. But one of them, Vinyl Rich, I sent a message to him after the deadline, and I asked him which drummer he would have picked for his entry. He did not did an entry for my contest, but as an example, he would choose Chuck Biscuits. I don't know if it's how it's pronounced, but Chuck Biscuits from DOA, Black Flag, and Danzig. So this is the wild card, just for fun. An example, I will put his name here, but if I pick him, I will have to pick another one because he's not on the drawing, okay? Just for fun. He's in here. Okay, what else? We are listening to this album, Volto, because this is my drummer that I picked and as an example for this contest. He's most known by his work with Tool. I showed 4 projects, but for this contest you have only to show 3. And we will be listening to this while I call everybody for the drawing, okay? What else? I was surprised that nobody picked Mike Portnoy. I love Portnoy. He would be my second pick as an example for this contest. Of course, I love him from his work with Dream Theater, but he also had these amazing instrumental projects called Liquid Tension Experiments. He also plays with Transatlantic, more progressive rock style, very good, and also with New Morse and also prog rock, Christian prog rock, great stuff. And one of his latest projects, Winner Dogs, great stuff, more hard rock. So I was surprised because he has many different projects. I just showed 5, but he has a lot more, and I was surprised not see him picked for this contest. There are 3 drummers that appeared twice. That's okay, no problem. And in total, I will be calling 21 drummers, different drummers, from 24 valid entries. Okay, what else? Oh, the 10 first VC members that entered my contest got two names in the drawing. So I will be calling those first. Actually, I will be calling for the date published, the videos. It's on in this order for published on YouTube. So the first one was Bill Stevenson. I was not familiar with this. I have nothing from this drummer. And Chris Profi, musically obsessed, he chose this drummer. So he gets 2 entries, and he showed 3 bands with this drummer: Descendants, Black Flag, and Only Crime. So Chris, you are in with 2 entries. Next we got Ron Raggerty. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm not showing nothing from Bill Stevenson because I don't have. I'm sorry. Chris, forgive me. I don't have any Black Flag here. Maybe someday if I because I know Black Flag. I know, for instance, Henry Rollins. I saw him live a couple times, but I don't have any physical to show here. Albums from Black Flag or even Descendant with Bill Stevenson. But anyway, the second entry to my contest was by Ron Raggerty, Vinyl Sanctuary, and he chose Carmine Appice. So he also got 2 entries, and he showed as an examples album from Ted Nugent, King Cobra, and Blue Murder. I had in the past those King Cobra and Blue Murder albums, but I don't have, nowadays I don't have. But I decided to show what I have. I have this album by Cactus, One Way or Another, also with Carmine Apathy. And I have this Blue Murder. I don't have the debut album, but I have this one also with Carmine. So 2 examples with this great drummer. So 2 entries for Ron Ruggert. This Carmine also was picked from another member. So if I pick Carmine, Ron name is on the back, okay? So just not to be confused. So I'll put here. Okay, next, my third entry. The third entry to my contest was by Bad English Rex, my Finnish friend, and he chose Eric Singer. I'm sorry you were not the first one to do an entry, but you are the third, you are fine. And you get 2 entries, okay? So he showed an album by Avantasia, not this one, but Eric Singer also played here. He showed an Alice Cooper album, not this one. This one is Brutal Planet, also with Eric Singer. And he showed an album by Kiss, not this one. I also have Sonic Boom, but I decided to show this one. It's called Monster and has this cool cover. So, Bad English Rex, you get 2 entries. Okay, next. The 4th entry was Frank Banali and Aaron Muta Alamare, a new subscriber to my channel. He also gets 2 entries, and he showed this one, this album, Quiet Riot, the same one. This is the only one that I have from Quiet Riot right now. And he also showed one album by Wasp, but I have 2. The first, sorry, which one is the first? Yeah, this is the first, The Rise and the Demise, the Neon Gods. So these are promos from Wasp with Frank Banali. So 2 entries for Aaron Muta Alamare. Next, I have my computer here because otherwise I would never remember everything. Rachel, the Music Man VC, another new subscriber to my channel. I love her content. He chose, chose Jim Keltner. I'm a drummer that I'm not too familiar with, but she showed Bob Dylan, John Lennon, and Traveling Wilburys. And I found that he also recorded one song on this Sheryl Crow album. So Jim Keltner is another drummer that will appear for another entry, but Rachel in the back, 2 entries for Rachel. Okay, next, Music Heads. Where is here? He chose the drummer Questlove, also known as Questlove, but his real name is Ahmir Kalib Thompson. So for Music Heads, 2 entries. He showed albums by The Roots, Erykah Badu, and D'Angelo and the Vanguard. I'm only familiar with this drummer with that night show, Jim Fallon, I think. He plays in the band on the night show, but he's very famous drummer. So for Music Heads, Questlove, 2 entries. Next, from Chile, Christian Osorio, where he is, Christian, Matt Sorum. He chose Matt Sorum. He got 2 entries. He showed albums by Guns N' Roses, not this one. He showed this album. Is the only one that I have with Matt Sorum from The Cult. And he also showed Velvet Revolver, another album, but I have this one too. So Christian, 2 entries for you. Next, Brandon Van D, my friend from Australia. He chose Gene Hoglan. 2 entries for Brandon. He showed albums by Dark Angel, Death. I also have one Death album with Gene Hoglan. He also showed Testament. This is the only one that I have with Gene Hoglan. So he showed Dark Angel, Death, and Testament. But I also have 4 more projects with Gene Hoglan. Punch Drunk, great stuff. Strapping Young Lads. A female band, Meldrum, but he is a guest drummer on this album. And also Zimmer's Hole. So, Brandon Van D, 2 entries for you. Next, Todd Guy, the Thrashing Zombie. He chose Paul Bostaph. I don't know if it's how it's pronouncing, but you got 2 entries. He showed albums by Forbidden, Slayer, not this one, but this is the last one with Paul Bostaph, and also Testament. So 2 entries for Todd. And the last one that gets 2 entries for the drawing is Grock, and he chose Tommy Aldridge, great drummer. He showed albums by Ozzy Osbourne. I think he showed a live album. And he showed Whitesnake. This is the only studio album that I have with Tommy Aldridge. I think he showed this one. And he also showed Motorhead with Tommy Aldridge. So 2 entries for Grock. Okay, now next, Glenn Calloway. He chose Ginger Baker. So he gets 1 entry. He showed albums by Cream. This is the only one that I have. It's a best of. And he also showed albums by Blind Fate and Ginger Baker Air Force. So, Glenn, you have 1 entry for this drawing. Next, Nathan, Metal Down Under. my friend, my metal friend from New Zealand, he chose Tommy Lee. And he showed albums by Motley Crue. I think he showed the debut album. He showed Methods of Mayhem, not this one. I also have what he showed. And he showed Rockstar Supernova, that project that I don't have. But I have a Tommy Lee solo album where he does everything, including the drums. So Tommy Lee, great hard rock drummer. Nathan, one entry to the contest. Next we have a double entry from the channel The Greyman. Graham and Eric, they both chose 2 drummers each one, but I'm only counting 1 drummer for each, but I'm counting 2 entries because Eric also have he's subscribed to my channel, but he doesn't do videos on his channel, but he does with Graham on the Greyman channel. So it's only 1 channel, but I'm counting 2 entries, 1 for each one, okay? Graham choose King Foley and John Rushforth. So I'm only counting King Foley. So King Foley, I have nothing by this drummer. I had a hard time to find a photo with this because he also sings. And all photos that I found on Google are he's singing, not playing drums. But anyway, he showed albums by Deceased, I think is his main band, Dawn Stone, and also October 31. So Graham, you have 1 entry in the drawing. And Eric chose Vinnie Moore. So he showed a Black Sabbath album, but I'm showing the last one, I think, that Vinnie Moore played, Demonizer. He also showed Dio. I think he showed the debut album, but I'm showing Angry Machines, Vinnie Moore. And he showed Heaven and Hell. I don't have on CD, I have on DVD, but I decided to show an Italian band where Vinnie Moore played. It's called Martyria, the band. So Eric, Vinnie Moore, 1 entry for you. Now Rod, Happy Hippie the Vinyl Guy, he chose Jim Keltner. Again, twice as Rachel, Jim Keltner. He showed albums by Bob Dylan, Randy Newman, and Pink Floyd. And I found that I have 2 records with him. This album by Eric Clapton, Journeyman, he also plays here. And Don Healy, solo album, The End of the Innocence, Jim Keltner also plays here. So Rod, I loved your entry with your granddaughter. You got an entry. I put your name here because there are 2. Rachel also has 2 entries, and you have 1 because you picked the same drummer, Jim Keltner. Next, another new subscriber to my channel. I loved his entry. Very good taste on music. Mark Wald, Vinyl Crush, and he chose Terry Bozzio, great drummer. He showed albums by Frank Zappa. The only album that I have from Frank Zappa, he did because I know that Terry recorded a lot of stuff with Frank Zappa, but I don't have any of those. But I have this one, Ahmed and Dweezil Zappa, the sons, Frank Zappa sons, the brothers, and this is great stuff. It's the only one that I have with Terry Bozzio related to Frank Zappa. He also showed Jeff Beck and a project called Bozzio, Levin and Stevens. I don't have any from them, but I have this Steve Vai album, Sex and Religion, with Terry Bozzio. I have this project, Age of Impact. It's called Age of Impact, but the name of the project is Explorers Club. Terry Bozzio also plays here. And I also have this cassette tape by Richard Marx. I didn't know Terry Bozzio. I found out and I decided to show. He also plays here. So Mark, you have one entry to the drawing. Next, Claudia Milder, my good friend, metal brother from UK, Scotland. He chose Carl Kennedy. The only album that I have with this drummer is The Rods. He showed The Rods, another album. He showed the Jack Starr, guitar artist, solo album, and also Thrasher. Good stuff, but I only have this one. Andy, you got one entry to this drawing. Next, Bev from Clarko Vision. She picked Hami Ali, and although this drummer plays in many bands, I don't have any, mostly power metal bands. I have a Freedom Call album, but not with him. And she showed Iron Mask, Sirius Black, and the project Kiss Somerville, but I don't have any of those. So Bev, you have one entry. Next, another new subscriber to my channel, Atlas Vigilant. He picked again Cos Power. So I put his name here because Cozy Powell is also picked by another one VC member, but here you get one entry. He showed Rainbow with Cozy Powell, Black Sabbath, and Phenomena, and the project Phenomena. I have one record by Phenomena, but that doesn't feature Cos Power. But I have Whitesnake Slide It In with Cos Power, and also Michael Schenker Group. I think this is the second studio album, self-titled, and he plays here too. So Atlas Vigilant gets one entry in the contest. Fozzy, Vinyl Mania, another new subscriber to my channel. He chose Jörg Michael, I think is how it's pronounced because he's a German drummer. Many bands he showed: Rage, Axel Rudipel, Running Wild, Saxon, and Stratovarius. This is the only one that I have with Jörg Michael, but great drummer. You get an entry. What else? Trini Grooves, my friend from Trinidad, also chose Cos Powell. He showed albums by Jeff Beck, Black Sabbath, and Rainbow. And I have this album by Brian May, solo album with Cozy Powell, and also this album by Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll. I think he showed the album Rising. I have also, but I decided to show this one. So Trini, your name is here, Akash, because there are other entry with same drummer. Okay, almost 3 left. I forgot. No, I have another album with Cozy Powell. I forgot to show. It's a project called Forcefields. He's here. So Forcefields, also Cozy Powell project. Now Mark G with a C. He picked Dave Lombardo. Yeah, Dave Lombardo. He showed albums by Testament. I think he showed this one. It's the only one that I have with. I think this is the only one that he recorded. He showed Slayer album. This is the last one that I have with Dave Lombardo. He showed Fantomas. This is the only one that I have. And he showed these 3 projects by Dave Lombardo, and I had this Grip Inc., another project by Dave Lombardo. So Mark, you have 1 entry. So many stuff I'm showing. I forgot this one on the side. Vinnie Moore solo album, debut album by this great guitar player, and Tommy Aldridge plays on here. So who showed Tommy Aldridge? Tommy Aldridge, Grock. So forgot to show this one. Now 2 last ones. Cosmic Vinyl. Brian, I love your content, man. Very funny. He showed also Carmine IPC. So we have Brian here because there are 2. And I decided to show this album by Mark Friedman, also awesome guitar player, and he plays here in this album. True Obsession. So Brian, you got 1 entry. And the last one, the last minute, Team High Noon Vinyl. I think he changed his channel name, also known as DJ High Noon. He chose Dave Grohl. So he showed albums by Nirvana, not this one, Sound City, and Play, projects that I'm not familiar with. But I also have the first one by Foo Fighters. Dave played the drums on studio. And I also have Queens of the Stone Age with the Dave Grohl. And also Dan Crooked Vultures, also with Dave Grohl. So team, you have 1 entry. Now I'm gonna pick the winner. Remember, Vinyl Rich is the wild card. Everybody else, the 10 first ones has 2 entries. And here's, I'm gonna shake a little bit more. If you are watching this, if you are talking with me in the chat, and if you are the winner, please contact me right away. If you are watching this afterwards, doesn't matter. send me a message on this video that I can contact you to pick your prize. You are gonna pick the genre, the bands, the format, and I will send anywhere in the world. So let's see. And the winner is Ginny Hoglan. Who picked Ginny Hoglan? Let me see. I don't remember. Brandon Van D. You are the winner, man. You are getting something from Brazil again. Congratulations, man. Thank you, everybody. It was really great to see all your entries. My first contest from the 100 milestone, I had 12 entries, and now with 200 I got the double entry, so I'm very happy with that, and I'm almost 250, so this really helped us to grow our channel, and especially for me that English is not my mother language, so it's kind of hard. I'm sorry if I mispronounce things, names. I'm trying to improve, okay? Thank you, everybody. And now you get some Ginny Hoglan for your watching and hearing pleasure. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.